All right, all right, everyone. Welcome back. It's Jay Pylon. Today, I wanted to do a TTM video over the Shaquille O'Neal authenticity question for the TTM community. Is Shaquille O'Neal using secretarial signature? Secretarial signature, of course, being those signatures supplied by the secretary of the athlete when they became inundated with fan mail. This had became a regular practice back in the days. Players would require stamps. They would start stamping cards. They would start stamping their fan mail. When they ran out of time later on, they started to have machines like the auto pen, etc. But secretarial signing is a cheaper route to take. Usually you just have a family member or a friend or someone assigned to, like a secretary, to sign stuff for you. So I wanted to showcase this example of the Shaq signature. When he does get fancy, he kind of makes his essence like this 5, and then it kind of loops over here, and the little squiggle line becomes more like a J. Now you'll take a look over here. There's a similar 5 looking thing going, this becoming an S, but it does not loop like it does in the examples. And this little thing is not a J, it's just like a squiggle line going that way. And so let's take another look at some other examples. These are the things getting sold on eBay, and some of them look authentic and some do not. Now this one is pretty much, this is the script, this is a silver script, so this is the way that he would be signing stuff when he gets fancy, and that's the way it looks, with this becoming a J and not just a circle, and this becoming looped. Here he is in a modern way. This is what it looks like when you get a modern signature from Shaq. It's just like a 5 and a 4. It's very simple, very plain, and there's none of this other stuff going on. This is a time saver for him. Here's another good example of him getting fancy. The 5 and the 4 have looping going on. This thing, of course, becoming a J. There being the loops down there that you don't see. This is an old school example. You can still see all of this with the 5 and the 4, but you can see there's a big looping going on here. There's a J coming at the end of it all. And here you get into the modern era where these massive companies that have sold 50, 60, 70,000 ball cards. And we're going to take a look at this one right here. It looks very much like the example of secretarial stuff, but this one has been authenticated by Beckett, and I've seen similar examples authenticated by PSA, in fact. But let's take a look at what we have here for our examples too. Here's another one. This not becoming a J, it just becomes like the line. There's those pieces in there, and this never loops down there at the bottom on the example that I believe is the secretarial. Looks very similar. Again, looking very similar to what you see on the screen as authentic. However, there's there's a lot of questions. This is also not, the loop does not happen. This does not become a J. It just becomes that squiggle line. The 5 and the 4 example looking thing. I'm 100% sure that the Shaq stuff that we're sending out is secretarial signature. There's all of these came through the mail, and I don't believe that any of them have ever been seen, touched by Shaq. He doesn't have time for that kind of a thing, obviously. And when he does get fancy, then you can see the example on the screen. There's no need for it to look like these kind of examples that we're seeing. And this thing never becomes a J. When you get these signed TTM wise, they never become a J. They're always just that squiggle line there. You can see, though, in this example, when he tries to get fancy, he tries to make that thing look like a J. And you can see when they are sending off stuff like this and it's getting authenticated, that it looks very much like the, very, very much like the secretarial stuff. So this is very suspect. And just because they added the little squiggle circle here doesn't sell it for me. These are the authentic ones that you see in through there, that they're clearly the ones signed by Shaq. It's more like what looks like on the screen and not at all like the things that we're getting back in the mail. So I hope that settles it for you guys. You have a great day.